Okay, for our 3D pumpkin project, you should have 9 big circles already like this, and you should have measured up about 3/4 of an inch of the way and cut a little slit coming off of the fold like this. So you should have 9 of those pieces. We're going to take 4 pieces and we're going to glue those together. So you want to open your glue bottle, pick off any dry glue that's on the top. We need to be really careful when we're gluing these. You only want to put a little spiral right in the very middle. You want to stay away from these edges. We don't want to have any glue oozing out over these edges and causing other parts to stick together that we don't want. So little spiral at the top, little spiral at the bottom, staying away from all of the edges. Then you're going to take another circle piece that's folded in half, and you're going to line up the cut in the middle. Make sure you line that up. That's very, very, very important. If the bottom parts aren't quite lined up, that's okay. We can trim those later. But the biggest thing is that the edge where the cut is and these folded edges are lined up together. And then you're just going to kind of take your fingers and kind of rub that together for a little bit until it starts to pretty much stick together. So now I can trying to straighten that out a little bit and I can't. So that's stuck together pretty well. Now I'm going to take this new piece, I'm going to add a little spiral, again staying away from the edges because I don't want any glue to ooze out, and I'm not using very much glue, just a little bit. So then I'm going to take my piece that's folded, do the best job that I can to line up the edges, okay, to line up that little slit that we have there, and make sure that it opens just fine. Make sure that these edges are kind of lined up, and then go ahead and start smoothing that together and kind of pushing down. And I don't have any glue that's oozing out over any place. Now I have, that was the third piece, then I said to do 4, so now this is my last one. So I'm going to take this piece, again I'm going to line it up. You don't want to have it like this is not lined up, because now my slits don't match and it's not going to work. So I want to make sure that my slits are lined up, and you're going to press down and rub, okay, kind of squeeze that together, let that dry. You're going to do this again for the remaining 5 pieces because we had 9, so 4 on one side and 5 on the other side. Okay, once it dries, you take your little circle and you're going to kind of open up the pieces that you had glued together. This is the one with 4, so I'm going to see where that little slit was. I'm going to slide the slit over this piece of paper, the small circle, slide it in there like that, and then I'm going to slowly start to open each of these little sections, and this is going to give me half of my pumpkin. Okay, now when the other side is dry, I'm going to do the same thing. Right where that slit is, okay, you're going to kind of open that up, slide it in onto that little circle, and then you're going to start opening up your pieces. Okay. And now we have a whole pumpkin. And the last thing that we'll do at the end is we'll add our stem in there. We're going to glue these 2 pieces together, just like that. So I have to find out where my 2 sides come together. I'll take one side off, put a little glue, staying away from the edges and away from the crease. And then slide this on, push it all the way into the middle as far as you can, and you're just going to pull this over and stick. You're going to have to pinch these 2 pieces together. You're going to have to hold them for a while, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Slide it over, pinch those 2 pieces together, Want them to stick, and then you can kind of fan out your other pieces once those other ones dry. Just like this. And there's my 3D pumpkin shape. And the last part is adding a stem that comes right up the top.